Sorry guys, I'm just texting my babe because I have so many. Welcome back guys. I hope you're doing good both in your personal lives and with that breath hold. Today I just want to talk about equalization because it's something that a surprising amount of people don't know how to do. And basically all that means is, I'm sure you've probably experienced this already, if you've ever swum about 10 feet down into a pool or anywhere, you'll start to experience a pain in your ears. And that's caused from the pressure of the water. So let's talk about pressure for a minute. Just from the weight of the atmosphere at any given moment at sea level, there's 14.7 pounds per square inch of pressure on your body, on everything. Just the weight of the air, the weight of the atmosphere. So when you go underwater, which is 800 times heavier than air, obviously that pressure is going to increase. And some people don't really understand how pressure works. There's like a vacuum, you're not literally sucking in, like say when you suck through it, drinking orange juice through a straw or whatever. When all you're really doing, you're creating more space, you're weakening that air pressure inside your lungs. So with less pressure, the atmosphere can push that juice up through the straw. Yeah, I know this is pretty elementary, but you know, some people don't think about it this way, and it helps to have an example. So take this cup. When you're sucking the air as you think you are, all you're really doing is creating more space in your lungs, which lessens the air pressure in your lungs, which allows the weight of the atmosphere and that pressure to crush the cup. I mean, that's literally what's happening, is the weight of the atmosphere is crushing the cup because you're lessening the air pressure inside of it. Do you have a mark on my face? Cool. So similar to that cup, your middle ear, which is the space in between your eardrum and your Eustachian tube, which is the tube that connects your ears to the nasal cavity and your throat in that area. And so at the top of that is Eustachian tube, but there's a semi-closed opening. It's sealed off, which means the pressure doesn't get equalized. So as you go deeper, you're going to need to equalize that cavity. And the way you do that is up to you. I mean, there's multiple techniques, but generally it involves holding the nose and doing something that opens those tubes. So the first and most common is called the Valsalva method. And to do that, you simply hold your nose and you blow. If you've never done this before and it doesn't seem to be working, some people say it helps if you stick your jaw and wiggle it back and forth, because it should, and try yawning as well. Try yawning, swallowing with your jaw. It should help loosen those tubes up and hopefully open them and let you equalize. Then there's a Toynbee technique, which is very similar. The only difference is while holding your nose closed, you swallow instead of blowing air. There's also the Frenzel technique, which is one a lot of freedivers use because it's more efficient than the Valsalva, but very similar. The only difference is instead of using your lungs to push up that air and open those Eustachian tubes, what you're doing instead is using your tongue, using your throat to push that air up instead. And the way you do that, it's kind of loud, so I doubt you're going to hear me. But the first step to learn, because a lot of people overcomplicate this, it's actually pretty easy. You just take your nose and you hold it almost all the way closed, and then you use the air in your throat and you push it with your tongue and throat up. And so if your lungs are sealed off, it'll have nowhere to go but to clear your ears. So yeah, just try that. To get the first step, just close your nose almost all the way and then try pushing that air, and you should hear it going out your nose, like this. So I really doubt you can hear that here, but you get the idea. If not, let me know and I can make another video at home. But that's all you're doing. And then once you get that down, and you know you're doing it, just plug your nose up all the way, and you should be clearing your ears. Pretty sweet. So last but definitely not least is the VTO technique, which stands for voluntary tubal opening, and pretty much self-explanatory. It's voluntarily opening the Eustachian tubes. This is a very advanced technique that certain people can use, like this girl Raichu. I'm hoping it's pronounced Raichu like Pokemon, because that would be sweet, but I don't know. Basically, it's just voluntarily using the muscles around your Eustachian tubes to open them and equalize your ears, hands-free, without plugging your nose or anything. So it's super useful, but it's also considered pretty advanced. I feel like from the sound of it, like I could do it because it's the same muscles that you use when you yawn. You can get a feel for it at the end of the yawn where you feel that click. Those muscles are the same ones you're going to use. But then again, supposedly people say only 30% of those who are trained in this method can use it reliably. So it might be a lot harder than it sounds, and I'll just see. I hope I can learn it because that would be awesome, and I hope you can too. If you're interested in learning that advanced technique, I'll provide a link below. That was a weird burp. So again, if you are having trouble learning to equalize, try sticking out your jaw, wiggling it, swallowing, yawning. Try everything, because different people mix these techniques for what works for them. You don't have to do the exact technique. So go ahead, go try it at a local pool, whatever you got, and practice these techniques, because you need to learn how to equalize if you want to be a freediver. And some people say after a certain depth, going with their head straight down, it's hard to use the Valsalva. I haven't really experienced a problem with it, but if that's the case, you want to have these other techniques down so you can find out what works for you. So that's about it. Just a quick video on equalization. Got any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Peace out, guys. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Isn't she lovely? Only for special occasions.